Hello, this video here is pretty well viral by now, but you still might not have seen it. Those of you who haven't will find it extremely instructive. Before I play it, I'm just going to make a point. I'm going to tell you an expression that is very common in the Arab Middle East. Well, what part of the Middle East isn't Arab? Oh yes, Israel. There's an Israeli here talking to a couple of Australian nurses who happen, so far as I can tell, to be of the Shia persuasion in Islam. I think. I'll tell you why in the next section of the video. But the point is, they are Australians and they're nurses in a hospital and they're talking to an Israeli. Now, you may think that this has nothing to do with you if you're not an Israeli. But no, because there is a very common expression in the Middle East among the Arabs, and it goes something like this. First, there's Saturday. Then there's Sunday. I suppose you can work out what that means. All right, well, before I play this, I'll tell you I'm Granniopteryx and I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. All right, let's just get on with this.
You know what? Oh shit.
How are you, man?
Good, how are you, my man?
Pretty good. Are you a nurse, a doctor?
I'm a doctor, my man.
A doctor? For what?
In hospital. What about you? Where you from?
Oh, just a minute. Before I carry on, it turns out he's a nurse. He's not a doctor. Not that I have any objection to nurses, but he obviously thinks that that gives him more status. I'll go back a little bit and we'll start again.
Oh shit.
How are you, man?
Good, how are you, my man?
Pretty good. Are you a nurse, a doctor?
I'm a doctor, my man.
A doctor? For what?
In hospital. What about you? Where you from?
I'm from Israel, from the Holy Land.
You know what? I'm gonna be really honest with you.
All right.
I'm gonna be really honest with you. You actually got a really, really beautiful eyes.
Thank you, man.
But I'm so upset that you're Israeli. Like, eventually you're gonna get killed and you're gonna go to Jahannam, inshallah. Like, these pretty eyes, they should stay in this world for longer.
Why do you think? Why do you think I'm gonna get killed?
It's Palestine's country, not
Hello,
your country. You piece
how are
of
you?
shit.
What's your name?
One day, your time will come and you will die the most.
Spread
listen to me.
peace.
Listen to me.
And
when
you spread
when your
death.
time comes.
How are you, doctors? Wait.
I want you to remember my face.
Okay,
so
okay.
You can understand
Gotcha.
That you will
I have
die
a question
the most disgusting death.
All right, for sure. I have a question though.
Yeah,
I have a question. Let's say an Israeli. God forbid.
I won't treat them. I'll kill them.
You'll kill them? So if an Israeli is in Australia and God forbid something happened to him and he comes to your hospital, would you kill him?
You have no idea how many Israeli Khara dog came to this hospital and I sent him to Jahannam. I literally sent him to Jahannam.
Jahannam is hell. Right, now the reason I said he was probably a Shia is because that nurse there, the man, is leading the prayers here. This is just a minute, let's find him. And this is a Shia ceremony, so far as I am aware. They're mourning the death of Ali, Muhammad's nephew, which is part of the Shia canon, and that's him there. All right, so that's why I think he's a Shia, which means that he has contact, his roots go back to Iran. Whether he owes any allegiance to Iran, I can't say, but his tradition is Iranian. All right, so what happened was that this Israeli, I don't know how, found this fellow here. They had this conversation and he said he'll kill Israeli patients, and his charming wife, let's see where she is. Oh, there she is. She actually said, I want you to remember my face, obviously, because when you die a horrible death, you're going to remember my face, predicting the awful death you're going to have, and then going to hell, which means burning in fire for the rest of all eternity. And I just have one question to ask of you on this particular thing. If you haven't seen it before and you want to see it again, I'll leave a link to this particular posting in the description. But you see these two here. He says he has actually killed patients who are, he says Israeli, but of course it means Jewish, doesn't it? And she says she would kill anyone who was Israeli who turned up, and she's threatening them with a horrible, painful death. And then she says, remember my face. They're both on the internet. Let me ask you this question. Would you like people as stupid as this to be giving you any sort of medical care? I mean, would you let somebody as absolutely dim and ridiculously stupid as that woman and her husband even put a bandage on your finger? The Australian medical care, how could you possibly allow people as dunderheaded, as colossally idiotic, as impossibly non-savvy as these guys? How could you even qualify them as, I don't know what, sweeping the floor in a hospital, and they're actually qualified as nurses? They have said they've, put them on standby or whatever, but that's not the point. The point is, how did people like this, I'm not talking about their anti-Semitism, I'm talking about their total brainlessness. How could they have even been employed by anyone in any capacity where they have to care for anyone? I'd worry about them caring for a mop end, never mind a human being. How could Australia have employed these people? Well, Australia, please let me know. I'll give you till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.